At the same time, in that election though against Bernie Sanders and Hillary, Bernie was not a registered Democrat. Bernie had never been a registered Democrat. Bernie is a registered and famously registered independent, and that's perfectly fine. But it means when he then runs as a Democrat, those 15% of the party that votes pretty much automatically are going to throw their support behind the party candidate rather than the outside candidate. As an outside independent, trying to stop a mass movement like Bernie had at that time, everyone was feeling the burn. Put a bird on it, and here in Portland, Oregon, the bird landed on his podium, and everyone lost their minds because a bird landed on his podium. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I know.
It's a Portland thing. Put a bird on it is what we say here, but it came from Portlandia, the show. But the thing is like that mass populist movement was essentially prevented from taking over the Democratic Party and its values uh, by the superdelegates. Now, if you
Yeah.
look like you're saying the other side of the coin to the Republican Party, they don't have superdelegates. So when it came time for Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz and all these other party candidates, everyone would have thought Jeb Bush was going to win that election because Jeb Bush should have been the party choice. But he didn't because that party doesn't have superdelegates to throw support behind. It gets taken over by a mass fervor of populism. And frankly, those generally don't work out very well when it comes to leadership quality choices. They might, you might have people that get appointed by the people in mass populism movements, but it's just there's a reason that safeguards exist to prevent that in the political forum.
Now, so let's also wind it back, though. Oh, we're seeing the consequence then of Trump being the populist vote taking over there. I would have been a lot happier with some of the other candidates, probably from an outcome perspective, right? But having felt a little jilted from the Democrats, right? I was like, well, kind of shaking it up either way, voted for Trump, right? Yeah, like I said, I got caught up in that the first time. Um, but then looking where we're at now, if it was the populist choice versus the populist choice, right? Where do you think we'd be at right now with Bernie? I think we'd be in a way better spot than we were with Trump.
Bernie presidency would have been a lot better than the Trump first term for sure.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
also think that he would have been an incredibly lame duck president. And I don't mean that in the bad way because the U.S. stock market does the best during lame duck presidencies where there's not a lot of like political turmoil that causes drama. It just kind of lets the economy do its thing. I think that it would have been a great presidency for the economy.